Hey everyone, this is Ms. Moffat from Across the Literverse, and I'll be taking a look at Kindred by Octavia Butler. Octavia Butler has been on my radar for quite some time now, and it's thanks to the wonderful ladies of my book club that I finally picked up Kindred last month. Butler was an American science fiction writer who was a multiple recipient of Hugo and Nebula Awards. And she was the first science fiction writer to receive the MacArthur Fellowship, which is a prize awarded to individuals who exhibit originality and dedication to their creative pursuits and a marked capacity for self-direction. Kindred will become Butler's best-selling novel for the ways in which it effortlessly blends historical slave memoir with speculative storytelling elements, and for its amazing portrait of a suddenly disenfranchised woman who endures, compromises, and embraces radical change to survive. Dana is a modern African-American woman who's celebrating her 26th birthday with her husband when she's suddenly wrenched back through time to the antebellum South. Rufus, the white son of a plantation owner, is drowning, and Dana's been summoned back across the years to save him. Dana is repeatedly pulled back to the plantation to protect Rufus and to make sure he will survive into adulthood so he can father the daughter who will one day be Dana's direct ancestor. Yet each time Dana travels back to this place, her trips become longer and more dangerous, and it's unclear whether she will survive and find her way home. I honestly feel like I can't cover everything I want to in this review. This book is so rich and complex and compelling. Butler was an expert at writing complicated characters, and she brought history to life in a way I've never experienced before. One of the most striking points about this book are the implications around time travel itself. We have this assumption that traveling back in time means that we can change the past or influence it, and as a modern person, there's a bit of arrogance in that thought too. When Dana first realizes her trips back through time will happen on a regular basis, she initially goes there hoping to influence Rufus and to alter his relationships with the African-American slaves on his father's plantation. Rufus does treat Dana quite differently, and he relies on her for a great deal of emotional support, but he's a product of his time and environment just as much as Dana is of hers. Dana is an educated, well-spoken, elegant black woman, and the people on this plantation, both white and black, don't trust her because of it. In fact, numerous people mistake her for a man at first because of the way she carries herself, and they're further alienated by her proper speech and the ways in which she addresses everyone equally regardless of their race. She was raised to be an equal, and now she's in a time where she's not treated as such. What ends up happening, given her extended and repeated exposure to being treated as a slave, is she ends up acting like a slave. The cruel punishment she's given and the systemic oppression of her basic rights forces her to act in ways to allow her to survive, even if it contradicts her sense of self and her own dignity. History changes Dana, and fundamentally that is a terrifying thought for any modern person. I was also fascinated by the ways that love and race come into play in Kindred. Dana's husband Kevin accidentally travels back in time with her on one occasion. The key point here is the fact that Kevin is white. In their time, Dana and Kevin met, mutually pursued each other, and married, even if their family doesn't approve of their interracial marriage. On the other hand, Rufus falls in love with a free black woman named Alice. He wants her to choose him, but she marries a black man instead. And here's where romantic relationships become warped because of the era in which they live. Rufus is used to taking what he wants from African-American people, and he can't accept or respect Alice's choices. In fact, the idea that Alice has choice is an illusion in itself. And Rufus lives in a time and place where the law will support his desire to take what he wants from Alice, which he does. Where Kevin came to Dana because he loves and respects her, Rufus can act as he pleases, regardless of what Alice wants. His love will never have good intentions. And Dana is further implicated because one of Rufus and Alice's children will go on to start the family line that will lead to Dana's birth. Like I said, this book is complicated in an amazing and thought-provoking way. I wish I had all the time in the world to talk about Kindred. I've barely scratched the surface for you guys. But if this video convinces you to pick up the book, then I will be thrilled. I gave this book 4 to 5 stars, and I'd highly recommend you check it out as well, especially if you're in a book club. If you like this review, make sure to give it a thumbs up to support this channel. As always, thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more videos from across the Literverse. On that note, signing off.